everybody, it's Dr. Jo and Bear, and today I'm going to show you the top 10 hip stretches. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So usually with general stretches, you want to hold the stretch for 30 seconds and do it 3 times each side if you're going to do it on both sides. I always recommend doing it on both sides because usually if you only have an injury on one side, you're compensating on the other side, so it probably needs some stretching as well. Number 1, a pelvic tilt. So pelvic tilts can be an exercise and it can be a stretch. This is a great way just to start loosening up those hip muscles. So it's maybe not technically a stretch, but I really like to start off with it. For a supine pelvic tilt, lie down on the ground with your legs propped up, feet flat on the ground, and imagine that you're trying to squish your hand if it was underneath you. So push down, rotate the hips, and come back up. Number 2, the butterfly stretch. This does a great job of getting those adductors on the inside of the hip or the groin muscles, and when those are tight, they can cause a lot of hip problems. For the butterfly groin stretch, put your feet together and let your knees drop out to the side. Keep your back straight and lean forward while pushing your elbows down on your thigh. If you need more of a stretch, bring your heels in. Number 3, the cat dog stretch. Of course, this is going to be one of my favorites because it has the word dog in it, but it does a really good job, cats too, of course, of getting those hips moving again and stretched out, and it feels really good on the lower back as well. For the cat dog stretch, get on all fours. You're going to arch your back like a cat and tuck your chin in, and then drop your back down and pick your head up. So in, out. Number 4, the glute figure 4 stretch. So this one's really good for your glutes, it's good for your piriformis, all those muscles around the hip. Stretching those out is really going to make it feel a lot better. For a glute figure 4 stretch, take the leg of the side that you want to stretch and cross it over the other leg where you're making a figure 4. Then lean forward and hold the stretch. Number 5, a hamstring stretch in long sitting, or when your legs are out in front of you. Hamstrings are always important to stretch. They're connected to that pelvis or the hips, and if you get those stretched out, it's going to feel a lot better. For a hamstring stretch in long sitting, put both legs out in front of you. Then bring the leg you're not going to stretch up towards your side. Keep your foot pulled up towards you to help lock out your knee. Try and keep that knee straight the whole time. You're going to go forward at your hips, but try not to curl your back. Just move at your hips with your back straight and hold that stretch. Number 6, so a hip flexor stretch in the lunge position. If you have some knee problems, make sure you put a pillow underneath the knee that's on the ground just to protect it a little bit, but this is probably my favorite way to stretch out the hip flexors. For a hip flexor stretch in the lunge position, the side that you want to stretch is going to stay down. Bring the other leg forward so you look like you're in a lunge. Keep your upper body nice and straight, so not leaning forward, but keep it up, and then lean forward with your hips until you feel a stretch through there. Hold that stretch. Number 7, IT band stretch with a strap. So the IT band is on the outside of the hip, and a lot of times this one is forgotten to stretch. So people don't think about stretching this one, but when it's tight, it can cause a lot of problems in your hips and your knees. So don't forget about this one. For an IT band stretch in supine with a strap, you can use a belt or a dog leash if you have one. Put it around your foot, anywhere that's comfortable. Keep your leg as straight as you can, locking out that knee, and then dropping your leg over to the side until you feel a stretch through here. Hold that stretch. Number 8, quad stretch in prone or on your stomach. Again, using a strap to stretch this out is the best way. If you don't have a strap, you can grab it with your hand, but if you're on your stomach, it helps keep your leg in a neutral position. And when you're stretching out your quads, you don't want your thigh to come forward. You want to keep it straight down. For a quad stretch in prone, lie on your stomach, take a belt or a dog leash and wrap it around your ankle. Then pull it over your shoulder and pull until you feel a stretch. Then hold that stretch. Number 9, a prayer stretch or the child's pose. This is really good to get some great motion and stretching out your hips. It's really comfortable, it kind of helps relax your whole body, and it's a great one to do. For the prayer stretch, start off sitting on your feet, and then you're going to push your arms straight out in front of you on the ground, holding the stretch. Number 10, a QL stretch or your quadratus lumborum. That's the muscle kind of in the back here. It's another one that people forget about a lot, but when you get it stretched out, it feels really good and it helps loosen up your hips. For the quadratus lumborum or QL stretch, take the side you want to stretch and bring your arm up and over, and at the same time, take the other arm down and across. So it's this motion, and hold that stretch. So there you have it. Those were your top 10 hip stretches. If you'd like to help support my channel, make sure and click on the link up there to find out how. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, I hope you feel better soon.